Yeah. So, welcome to another episode of Men of the Village podcast. My name is Robert Howard. I also go by Mr. Howard 365. Uh, Checking to see where the guys are because this is our first time doing this. This is our first episode. If you're listening, watching, say what's up in the comments. I think I can see it in real time, and I can. I think I could pin comments to the screen. So we're gonna see what's up. How y'all doing today? Where are y'all? As I hit the homie, what's up, Passion? I can see you. Let me see how you do this. Show. Hey, there we go. Hey, it's an honor to be here. It is an honor to be here. What's up, Atlanta? What? This is cool. I've never done this. The last time I did this was me trying yesterday. I was trying to get the setup. I didn't have the characters. Michael Jordan's right there. You working? This is about to be a good conversation while you working. Hopefully, there's something that makes you laugh. There's definitely gonna be stuff to make you think. I don't even know how to bring the homies in. Where are the homies? Yo, 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 what's going on? It's good to see y'all. Apparently, I can. Is the audio good? Because I can't hear what you hear. I only hear myself. And also, let me turn down the background TV. Goodness gracious. Yeah, looking forward to it. What up? What up? Let me see where the fellas are. Okay, turned that off. Let me change my light. I got the pink on. Why is the pink on? Oh, the power went out. Thank you for the update on the audio. Appreciate you. Sort of garbled. Uh-oh. So a couple people said the audio is good, but you said the audio is garbled. I can hear myself. I don't see where the homies is at though. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is all new. We've never. It is kind of garbled, huh? Hmm. Does this help the audio? I'm trying to figure out what makes it garbled. Maybe if I go to my own. It doesn't sound like yesterday. This is the exact same setup. All right, we're gonna change some things. I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna check out my own video and see what we sound like. Amen. But yeah, this is so Men of the Village podcast is something that I did before COVID. Uh, I guess it was kind of early on in the podcasting world, and we would physically get in a room together on Wednesdays. It just sounds like my headphones. That's strange. Okay, we're gonna figure all this out. This is what happens on the first episode of anything. If y'all watch my first videos, my God, it wasn't the best. In the chat with the wedges, please put your wedges on so we can talk about you on today. Oh, it's distorted. Huh. I hear what you're talking about. Okay, maybe is that? Maybe I'm just too booming for a boom mic, like a tunnel. We're gonna talk about your wedges on. I don't know if it's gonna be on today. Yeah. Okay, so we're sounding better. The world is crazy. This is the future of technology. So let me tell you a little bit about the Men of the Village podcast. We started off with myself, the homie Bam, who next week is also a recipient of a award that we'll be getting from the BPN network. Shout out to the Black Professionals Network. They're honoring myself and a couple other homies that I know. But two of my friends are also getting honored. Sticks, Watts lipstick specifically. You might have seen him and his wife on the internet, her acting a fool in her muumuu. Those videos have gone amazingly viral. And the homie Bam, who is in Cross on Amazon. He's also been in a bunch of different TV shows. So me, Bam, and a former friend of mine named Brian would come together with a male guest every episode, and we would talk about anything that didn't have to do with hip hop, pop culture, gossip and rumors. We just have healthy conversations. And of course, it did what it did, but nobody was popping. I didn't have a lot of followers at the time. So because nobody's famous and we weren't talking about nothing crazy, we absolutely never had huge followings. So the podcast is still up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I think you can find them in other places too, because I'm sure it was sent all over. But podcasting is a lot of work. I don't know if you've ever podcasted, but podcasting is a lot of work. And trying to get everybody to come to the same address on time for at least an hour, plus setting up microphones, getting the audio to sound right, and then this is camera one for me, and then a camera for Bam, and a camera for the guest, and a camera for the former friend. It was so much work. And then we're sitting there talking and having a great conversation, and then you're dealing with tech issues like, oh, the battery died, or the power went out, or somebody's kid has to go to the bathroom, or something crazy. And you put in all that work, and you get like 11 views. And it is not easy. It's not easy. So that version of the podcast stopped. I think we got to like 10 to 15 episodes. It might have been 12. We got, a good little run. And then, I want to be successful in anything I do, but I don't want to compromise my morals or my values or my integrity. But it was like, low key, we could make a good run if we would just talk about what everybody talks about, like the men versus women conversations, talk about gossip and rumors, hip hop stuff. If we went down like those negative lanes that can turn into a clip that will go viral, that will catch people and get them to tune in, we absolutely could have got more viewers, but I wasn't willing to do that. So it died. So then we were podcasting at the former homie's house, so we had to find another location. And we found a spot that will allow us to podcast on Wednesday nights. And sometimes we were podcasting till like midnight. And at the time, this was before AI, so somebody had to physically take the the video footage of all the cameras and all the audio, and then cut every episode. And our conversation could be 2 hours, but try to find the little nuggets, the little things that could turn into a clip. It's a lot of work. So now with all the tech that's around, we can do better. We can podcast without having to do all of the work. So that's what this is. This is our attempt at bringing back a healthy conversation and doing it in a way that can turn into a live show, potentially a tour, because I have followers and friends and family everywhere now. So from TikTok, Instagram, and now YouTube, and also the work that I do in real life. I'm on the road a lot, at least once a year. I'm all over the place. So it would be great to be in the room with y'all, have like fun and have good conversations and let people have conversations with other people in the audience. You just got the loudest stuff going while I'm podcasting, huh? You got the loudest stuff going while I'm podcasting. Just the loudest stuff. Whatever you do in the kitchen, I can hear all of it because the microphone's picking it up. My son is 18 and he doesn't care nothing about my podcasting because he's going live and making content in his quiet room with his homie. But I'm in this little corner studio, and he's like, yeah, no, I got to go to the kitchen. Where is the fellas? Somebody text AD. Somebody DM Charles. So here's what I do know. I do know that uh, the Dr. Dorsey's going to a Laker game, so he's going to be on the road. I do know that Josh is working to give the joys of parenting. And y'all, I mean, this is going to be real because all of my other content is very edited. You can see I've cut out every dead space, every pause. This is not that. This is going to be, you get to see it all. You get to hear it all. What up? What up? New follower from TikTok and IG. Can I tell y'all, it's so good to see you come over here from TikTok because I don't rock with TikTok no more. After they did what they did with the TikTok ban and the forcing of the sale to an American company or somebody who has the money in America, so it could be American owned. And the owner of TikTok was like, I'm not giving y'all the secret sauce. The algorithm is staying. You can get the name and you can get the whatever, but you ain't gonna get the algorithm and the thing that made TikTok special. The healing hoodies are gone. I have some. Hit me, like DM me or whatever. Hey, what's up, Threads? It's good to see you, man. Threads is an experiment too, but I'm talking about TikTok first. So I gave up on TikTok. Once they played in our face, I was like, I posted on TikTok every day for 4 years, at least one video. And I grew my confidence. I got my skill set up. I got my equipment right. I got clarity of what I wanted to do. I kind of built a thing, right? A lot of momentum, a lot of consistency. But yeah, I'm a little different on Threads. If you look at my bio on my Threads, it tells you this is my conscience. It's not Mr. Howard, super calm, super positive, and super the other stuff that Mr. Howard is. On my Threads, I'm talking about all kind of stuff that I would not talk about on TikTok because there's kids. Like I do stuff at schools too. Sometimes middle school, sometimes high school, sometimes elementary school, and kids follow me. I don't want them to hear me talk like that. So I don't post some crazy stuff on IG and TikTok. On Threads, you gonna get you gonna get my thoughts about all things. You might not know because you might be from a different platform than this, but I have questions that I obviously ask myself every day, but I also sell questions like journals for singles, journals who, maybe have an idea to journal every day. I have a 365 journal. I also have questions for relationships and dating and couples. I have hoodies and hats and stuff. Thank you for notifying 80 because he's tardy too. And I have a deck of, tell me what y'all think. Tell me what you think. I have a deck of cards that the hope of the deck of cards is to help people have conversation about sex, pleasure, and kink. It is 75 very important questions to talk about with your partner, but also to reflect for yourself. And because the link to the YouTube, why is Luck asking me for the link to the YouTube? You can clearly see this is our first time doing this. Let me go. Luck, where to go? Copy. And then reply. And then paste. I think, there you go, Luck. Look, I just texted you in the group chat the link to get in here. I don't know if you're getting on camera today, but I thought you said you was getting on camera today. I also thought you were coming by the house to get your dummy battery for your camera. So I have 75 questions that I'm uncomfortable putting on my website. And I'm uncomfortable making content for YouTube, Instagram, and of course, if I ever posted it on TikTok, because they are questions about sex, and it is questions about pleasure, and it's questions about kink and your experiences and your fantasies. And I'm nervous because while the questions are great and I've sent them to people and I've used them in my own life as an adult, I'm afraid of what it will mean to my brand. Like, I don't want y'all thinking about me like, hey, what does Mr. Howard 365 know about this? How does he know to ask this question? What is his answer? What up, Josh? What up, Luck? The question is, are y'all getting on? Because I'm podcasting by myself right now. You see my new setup go? Yeah, and I ask the questions have all of the stuff. Like if there's something in the area of pleasure, sex, fantasy, kink, yeah, I could do it, but I don't want to build another brand. I've kind of built my brand and it's questions. Like my brand is questions and talking and giving advice. All right. Okay. So for example, you want an example of a question that is in the adult deck? Let me go to the. So we'll start easy. One of the questions in the deck, while my friends are trying to get on, apparently, we've never figured it out. We've never gone live together. One of the questions in the deck on the easy side, start off easy, is, oh man, I have the questions if y'all would just get in here. One of the questions that I think is easy is, what makes a kiss good to you? Like for me, what makes a kiss good to me? All right, I'll share my answer because this is an easy one. For me, what makes a kiss good is slow. I've kissed somebody and it was like a forceful kiss, like they're trying to low key insert their face into my mouth. Like I'm not into that. I'm not, I like what you said. I'm gonna add that. Slow and intentional, no tongue. I like lips, but I ain't afraid of tongue. Slow down, speed right there. Joshy. Listen, for me, I'm a lip kisser. I'll nibble and all that good stuff. But I'm not afraid of moisture. Okay? I'm not afraid of no moisture that my person, if I like that person and we choosing to do that, the moistures, whatever the moistures are, I'm down for that. Now, is there too much moisture in someone's kiss? Absolutely. And what I love about questions like this is while you're asking this question and answering this question, it makes you think of other things. Like, well, what's a kiss thing or element that you don't like? What makes a kiss that to you? Where does it get a little icky? And where's the line? Where's my friend? Do I have friends? Because I just swear that we talked about this today. Yeah. The answer is yes, AD. Listen, I was live on time for him, and he is tardy. We're going to get on, AD. Where are you, Luck? Are you getting on camera? Okay, here's another question that's a little bit more mature. I'm not going to answer. Well, maybe I will answer. Question 13. How do you initiate? Is the question. And one of my favorite ways that a woman can initiate for me is the outfit. So I like very specific kind of lingerie. I like stripper outfits, just being real. We say we're going to be honest, we're going to be vulnerable. This is an element of Mr. Howard, or my real name is Robert, an element of me who I'm not going to play it safe on this podcast. So if you really want some more real, this is what we'll be doing on Wednesdays. I like stripper outfits. I will go to the stripper store and get the fit, the bikini, the mesh, the net, the fishnet, the leather, the lame, the strings, the low rise. That's what I like. So my favorite way for my partner to initiate is to put on the outfit, including the heels. The clear 6 inches cool. 7 inches, put the things on. You don't got to walk far, ma'am. Just be here. And now we know, right? What do you like? What kind of initiation do you like when your partner is initiating for you? And how do you initiate? You let me know when somebody said, go to Spencer's. Listen, you don't got to go to Spencer's. There's a website. including Amazon. Amazon has a lot. No, don't put the wedges on. You will not make it. That would be a deal breaker. They do have wedge stripper heels, which is crazy. I don't know who told them that, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, Lex said he's not getting on camera. AD is getting on camera. And I don't know how he's going to get in here. Adam and Eve, Hustler. I'm not going to tell you all the websites, but there goes the Dr. Dorsey. I see the Dr. Dorsey.
Yo.
Yo.
What's good? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my life together.
No, it's all good. Listen, I'll podcast by myself. Yes, ma'am.
Giovanna said,
Giovanna said, stilettos. Yes, I want it to look like you are on your tippy toes. The question was from the adult deck that I'm uncomfortable releasing. How do you like to initiate? Is somebody in the background, Charles?
We talk about how far.
Oh, sorry.
Happy.
Yeah, I can hear everything they're saying, so it's like kind of chopping in. The question was about how do you like to initiate bedtime time, and how do you like your partner to initiate bedtime time? We're waiting for AD. AD said he's about to hop in front of the computer too. I guess he'll just pop in because that's how this thing works. This is our first time doing a podcast where we're not all in the same room. I've never done it before. This is new, and I'm low-key excited and a little nervous. Let's go further down the question list because they asked me, Charles. I gave you some of these questions. If you remember, I gave you these questions to have conversations about the topics. Which actually, there were 75 questions in the chat. Give me a number between 25 and 75, and I'll tell you the questions. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. The questions. Yeah, I mean, the legs are going.
I can hear you well, so let me know.
There we go. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so somebody. Okay, y'all got too many questions. Okay, someone said 50. Question 50 was, how do you feel about being blindfolded, and how do you feel about blindfolding your partner? I'm more down to blindfold my partner, but I'm also down to be blindfolded. Question 15. I'm allowed to put this on the internet. I'm not going to do a deck of cards, but it'll be a downloadable link. You guys are making me feel like this is something people want. Question 15 is, what's the hottest thing that's ever happened to you on a date? I don't know if I'm going to, I am going to answer that question. What's the hottest thing?
You better listen. You better be careful.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to do this.
Hold on. Let me soft intro.
There we go. What's up, D. Dr. Dorsey?
You said, what's the hottest thing that's ever happened to me on a date?
Yes, hottest thing that ever happened to you on a date.
Yeah, man. The hottest thing that's ever happened to me on a date had to deal with exchanging food with somebody that I really was attracted to, but not using any hands. Yeah. Now,
I like how you describe that.
Yeah, there's the public part. I mean, the private part, anybody can guess the hottest things that happen there. But you got to imagine, oh, it's that one. And then, oh, dang, I hope they're okay. Dang, and that was a Tesla, too. That's terrible. That cannot happen. Teslas hitting each other cannot happen. All right, let me get back to it. So the feeding, right? This idea of you put food in your mouth, I come get it out of your mouth. That was amazing. And then the other thing that happened, you guys got to try this. You got to try to go to the movies and enjoy time. The movie turn up is real. You get yourself to a strategic place in that theater, and you enjoy yourself with the person who you are interested in. That mess is amazing too. So yeah. those are the couple of things that I would softball before you go to the part of the conversation that I know you are capable of going.
I gave you these questions, so you know what's in here.
Yeah. So if we're talking about movies, the drive-in. If you have never sat in the back of a whip at the drive-in theater, okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
all I'm
have.
gonna say.
The
It is.
AD's in the house too. Hey, AD, what's up,
What's up,
brother?
AD?
What's up? What's up, man? I don't know why. Like, is it my audio?
What I found out is my audio is not how it was yesterday. I had to back up off the mic. Apparently, it was distorting within the software. So you look clean. I can see you. You're lit.
Okay.
I can hear you. But we got to figure out the audio, of course. You don't sound as clear as you did on Monday, but you look sharp. Josh said, 80, that setup is clean. So we're kind of starting off. I don't know if you knew this, my friend, but I have a deck of cards that I have not released. It's 75 questions in the realm of sex, pleasure, kink, and fantasy. I'm a little nervous about releasing them because it's not so much what people have seen from me on my posts. But if you know me in real life, you know I talk about all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I care about the information. One of the questions, I asked the folks in the chat to give me a number between 20 and 75 because the first questions are kind of light. And Charles shared an answer. So I'm gonna ask a question, and if you feel comfortable, you can.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So someone said 34. Okay, I gotta ask you. I'm sorry, bro. 34. Who said 34? I'm gonna just post it to the thing. Boop. Covered Girl said, question 34. Question 34 is, if you were an adult film star, what category would you be found under?
What? Wait a minute. Why come into this? How I? I'm sick of it already.
Question 34. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm in ebony. I'm black.
Okay.
And so that's where you can find most of the work. If I was on there, that's where you would find my work. That's where I'll say.
Okay. Well, I'm black. I'm black too, so I can say ebony.
There you go. Safe answer. Very honest.
Find me under ebony. Now.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
You don't know which one you want to say because there's categories. Anyway, somebody said question 45. Easy one. Lights on or lights off? I'm a lights on. I want to see it. Show me. I want to see it.
For me, bro, it depends on the mood I'm in.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit of both, because it's like, you know, a lot of times, I want to see, but then a lot of times, like, I like to let my hands do the exploring.
Amen. Amen for hands. We have two and they work. Amen.
Amen.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Hey, brother. I didn't know who was going to show up today. I thought it was you. I thought it was Luck.
For sure.
And
I apologize for being late, bro. I did, for one, you know, LA traffic, but then I did my workout. Bro. And that's what prolonged time. I did 4.5 miles today.
Congratulations. I'm about to get on a Peloton before midnight, and I'm also going to post my gratitude, which I filmed early this morning. All right, last question from the 75, and we can get really into the podcast because I was low-key stalling. But Covered Girl said number 17. Oh, man, you know, I'm with the pivot. Number 17 is what she said. So Covered Girl said 17. The question is, where was a sexy place that you have had sex? Or where is a sexy place that you would like to, I guess, is a remix of that kind of a question. So you want me to go first? You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
So Charles, Dr. Dorsey, I don't know if you were here for that part. He said the drive-in movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard the tail end of that.
Yeah, he said backseat in the drive-in movie is not a bad location. I am going to say
So is this places that we have or places that
let's
we
go
want?
with. You can answer how you want to. I'm gonna say where I have.
Okay.
Okay, so my answer for where I have is a balcony. It could be a cruise ship balcony because I get the balcony when I'm on a cruise ship, and I've also been at very nice hotels that have balconies way up in the sky.
I've only been on one cruise, so I gotta redo a cruise because that was a horrible experience.
Yeah,
When I went,
you definitely have to redo it then.
yeah. And so you said balcony.
It could be anywhere that you've ever been, where you've been there. I'm sorry, man. This happened because I was talking.
Like
you
I'm
never know
like,
what we're gonna talk about. I'm sorry. But I did say we're gonna be honest. We said we're gonna be vulnerable, and we
for
said
sure.
that we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be hilarious, honest, and healthy. So
For sure.
this is us doing what we do in real life. So we just doing it on the internet now.
Yeah. I mean, we literally do this in real life. I would probably say, I mean, I've done movie theater.
There we go.
Yeah, I've done.
That's a
I've done
sonic
movie.
ring, bro.
I've done movie theater, and yeah, and because for me, it's only so much playing you're gonna do with me. Like
I agree.
Because you're gonna understand. You're gonna understand this phrase when I say I'm literally Janet Jackson. Anytime in the play, don't cross that line with me. It's we can flirt, do all that, but if you cross a certain line, I don't care.
Yeah, she had a song called "Anytime, Anywhere" and all that good stuff. Listen, Janet got some songs for the playlist. That's actually one of the questions on it. But I'm gonna drive us in a different direction.
Okay, thank you.
I had a whole different direction for us to go to, but I was on here by myself, just talking to the space and talking to the chat, and that's what happened.
Hey,
but we said we was gonna be honest.
I can see the comments. They was talking.
Okay, so here we go. The question is, it's a fill in the blank. Where did it go? The question is, I need more blank. You can answer it any kind of way. What is something that you feel like you need more? I need more blank.
Man, I'll say unconditional love.
That's a good answer. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you more, but I'm gonna answer my question too. So it's not just you out here. So I feel like something I need more of is money. I need more money.
Oh, money, bro. Now that amen to that.
So we'll unpack yours and then we can unpack mine. Somebody said wedges. Goodness gracious.
Cover girl is crazy. Did you see what she said?
Bro, yeah, I see the chat. Yeah. We're here today. On today, this is where we are. Next episode we might be in tears, but today we are tickled. You said you need more unconditional love. So my question to you is, do you feel like you have a place or a person or people that you feel you get unconditional love from?
I do. I just have to do better about being consistently in those spaces. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel, I talk a lot about friendship and bonds and, being loved unconditional and all that. I talk about that stuff. A lot of my content is around that stuff, but I never want people to misscrew or me have a misrepresentation of what I'm saying, because the truth of the matter, I have great friends. I have some amazing friends. I have amazing circles from, from Huntsville to LA to Chattanooga to everywhere that I've lived, Nashville. I have people in those spaces, and I do have that love and that support. I just need to do better about being in those spaces and also availing myself in the way of vulnerability when I'm in those spaces, because the love is there. It's just
Yeah.
it's up to me to receive that love, and also to be vulnerable in those spaces, um to give people what I may be feeling or what I'm dealing with.
So it sounds like you have unconditional love and you want to show up for those relationships different.
Yeah.
Um, if you would have asked me randomly, like if we was out eating lunch or something, like, hey, bro, how many people you think love you unconditionally?
Mm.
I don't know if I would have a lot of that answer because what we talk about, especially as men in our guys group and the group chat and all that, is so much around performance and providing that I feel like I'm loved because of what I can do, not because of who
Yeah,
I am.
now that part. Yeah.
Right. I think the challenge of the unconditional love part is how do you show that it's unconditional? Because I'm not going to stop giving, I'm not going to stop showing up, but I think where unconditional love shows up the most is where I maybe make a mistake or I miss a mark or I don't perform well. So I think it would be hard for me to feel confident that it is unconditional love.
Yeah. Well, I think the only way that we can gauge and identify that it's unconditional is after some F ups.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only way the you know I have been literally, bro. I mean, when I actually, like when me and you first, I knew you, but then we connected again in Vegas when you came to Commas in Vegas. That
Mm-hmm.
Sunday I was preaching, and I was preaching alone. I was preaching and I was talking about preaching can you stand the rain? Right? That wasn't my message, but I actually went that route. And here of lately, I have legit been reading and dissecting those lyrics. Those lyrics are strong, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only way that we're able to testify to the fact that we have experienced unconditional love is that we have messed up in areas. People have had the opportunity to leave us and they didn't. They stuck with us. They rocked with us. Like, that's the way to gauge a level of unconditional love, because if everything is pleasant, then it's no way to get, because it's like unconditional means that no matter the condition. But if I
Mm-hmm.
only experience one condition, I don't know if it's unconditional.
That's good.
I know you love me in this one condition. If I'm good, and it goes to what you were talking about, like knowing if you're being loved because of what you can do or what you do for people or whatever the case is. Like, and so I think that it's a matter of what happens when it's not favorable to love me.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when it's not popular to love me? That's what I have experienced in my own personal life. That, at times it was the best thing in the world to say, oh, I'm connected to AD and AD cool and blah, 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 blah. But what happens when it's not favorable to be my friend? What happens when it's not favorable to love me on this level? What happens when it's not favorable to rock with me and be seen with me and post pictures with me and all of this other type of stuff? Because then you gotta decide what side you're on. And a lot of people love the middle space. So I am cool with you as long as I don't have to really show that I'm cool with you. See, and that's the reason why you can't say that that's an unconditional love. But when all hell is broke loose and people have the opportunity to leave you. People have the opportunity to disconnect from you. But they choose to stay. That's how we gauge unconditional. And unconditional cannot be, I don't think unconditional can be measured within time. I think unconditional can be measured in scenario.
What do you mean?
Depending on what scenarios we find ourselves in, that's the condition, right? The scenario can be the condition. So a lot of times we can, like, for example, you could say you've known dudes that you've been cool with for longer than me, but y'all may not be closer than me and you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Because it's
saying?
not about time; it's about the relationship.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then in certain scenarios, we're able to see, you know what I'm saying, how somebody shows up for us, or if they don't show up, or whatever the case is. And I think like scenarios and situations and hardships avail true connection, brotherhood, unconditional love, all of those things. And that's why, like, when people are pledging, the reason why they put them through a pledging process to say after this is over, there is a brotherhood and a sisterhood, is because we have a short amount of time to put y'all through rigorous situations for y'all to create a bond. And
like
so, through those situations, we begin to identify, oh, I love this person. This is a great person. This is, I rock with them, or whatever the case is. Like, so I think that we're able to gauge unconditional love by being in unfavorable conditions.
Okay, honest question for real, genuinely, not just because we're on the cameras, but if unconditional love was in a new romantic partnership in your life, in this season in your life, do you think that you would be ready to receive that?
Bro, you know what's crazy is that I've been saying this for about 2 months now, that we have so much content around the thought of loving people, but we need content around how to receive it.
Mm.
And for me to answer your question, I honestly don't know, Rob, because I feel like I have people in my life that are offering me a level of unconditional love, but because of trauma, past experiences, and things of that nature, I have at times rejected that love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows up and I reject it. And I'm not talking about the love that show up as spooky. You know what I'm saying? Like like that weird, I'm gonna force you to, that. But I've had people show up and just be authentically genuine, want to help, want to see they care, and things of that nature. And I've kind of kept them at arm's length, because even the traumatic situations, nobody came into my life saying, yo, I'm about to F up your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody comes to your life and be like, you know what? Let me in, and then in 4 months, I'm finna do videos about you and lie about you and talk about you like a dog. Like, no, nobody comes in saying that. They come in saying all the right things to make you let your guard down. And unfortunately, you can let your guard down with the wrong people, and then it puts you in a place of, being guarded and so forth and so on. But I do think that, we do need to learn how to, what I'm saying, we do need to learn how to receive that love. And I think that it's a practice thing and it's a continual thing.
Yeah, I think what I hear you saying that I connect with is I'm more comfortable when I'm up. And because of that, I'm uncomfortable oftentimes when it's supposed to be this hand washes the other hand. It's reciprocity, it's partnership. I feel bad receiving love when I'm down. Like even in friendship, like if I was really, really low and you were like, hey man, I got you. Like I low key would just like retreat and not want to be around. You feel me? I know.
Pride and ego.
Right. So like,
Trust me, bro.
um, in this stage of my life, if I had a woman in my life who was trying to love me unconditionally early while I was low or weak or down, I think I would struggle with receiving the love and being in connection with her because there's so much around like what a man is and what a man ain't. And I've let people help me or love me. And when things didn't go perfect, they use that against me and really hit me in vulnerable spots, like a punch. Like, and that's why you just did like. So I don't want to. I don't even really want to let people love me unconditionally in certain areas. There are certain conditions where I'm like, I hear you, I get what you're trying to do, and God bless you for that. But
God bless
I don't really want to be loved in those areas unconditionally.
you. Mm-hmm.
Maybe a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luck is in the comments. You know, Luck is in the chat. Luck talks about how amazing it is to have a wife who's there for him and with him and prays with him and understands him and accepts him. And I'm like, man, that's amazing. But to get there while being down is hard for me. I've dated girls who had more money than me, had different degrees than me, different levels of success. And I was like, hey, man, all right, I don't know if I'm the one you need. I think you need,
So
I know I'm going to get to the millions one day, but I think you need
bro,
somebody who got it different right now.
So bro, would you say that that's a level of imposter syndrome?
I don't know if I would say imposter syndrome. What I would say is like there's an ego, there's an inferiority, there's a I think you deserve better than me for sure in that. And I know there's going to be a day I can get to it. I'm going to get to that one day. I'm working really hard towards it. Even this is a version of getting towards it. But if I'm not there now,
but bro, I say this and I'll tell you the truth, man. I'm wrestling with that within myself in all facets. Allowing myself to say, yo, you deserve this. Because if we're not careful, the things that we've heard about ourselves in a negative way from people that did not get their way with us, we'll start to embody that and start to believe that about ourselves. And then we come to the point where like, well, I'm not worthy of that. And then if somebody like got themselves together, you know, a little bit like you talking about, like they make more money than you, or they are a little bit more stable in this particular area, you start to tell yourself, oh no, like, well, let me figure this out and let me work on myself. And then, you know, if it comes back to this, then we'll come back to this. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm not deserving of this. And one of the things that I had a revelation of is that no woman anywhere will be good enough for a man that doesn't view himself as good enough. No matter what she does, she can pull out all the stops in the bedroom. She can take care of stuff financially, all of that. But if a man does not view himself as worthy, a woman is then going to feel like, oh, he's rejecting me. And I've dated, and when we're like, oh, you're rejecting me, I'm not rejecting you. I just don't feel. Now you can make that personal, but it's not even about you. It's not even about you. So it's not, you know, I'm going to use a random name just for hypotheticals. It's not, I don't want to be with Cheryl. It's that Adrian doesn't view himself as worthy to have that love. So therefore, it's not a Cheryl thing. It's a relational thing. You just so happen to be in this sphere of what we're talking about. And so I think that I think that for one, women that are listening or that will watch this, understand that, you know, a lot of times you all are internalizing things and taking on things, saying, well, he doesn't want me, and it's not a you thing. You could have been perfect. You could have been shown up absolutely amazing, but he doesn't view himself as worthy. So therefore, and here's the thing, it's not your responsibility. And I know you want to, you can build up that man. And I do think to a level, your words are healing. Women, let me help you understand something. Men are just naturally stronger than you physically. Our shoulders are broader. You know, we are wired to carry. We have a different level of power than you all have physically. But where you all may not have physically, naturally, because you all can lift weights and do all that stuff. Because I've seen some women that could,
the creatine
will body slam me. Okay,
yeah,
but
no, for sure.
But what you may lack from a natural space, I believe God gave it to you in a verbal space. And so you have the capability to build him up or tear him all the way down. And so when a man doesn't feel like he's good enough, yeah, there may be a time for you to, you know, speak life into him, but also at the same time, understand that it is not your job. Now, you can speak what you see in him, but don't you take on the responsibility to becoming a god to him, because at that point, he's going to seek you more than he seeks God. And I feel like everything that is above God, now God has to tear down because it's in the wrong place. It could be a good relationship, but now you've made it the opposition of God because of where you placed it. So therefore, God now has to destroy it. So that's a whole nother thing. But I do feel that it's important to understand, like, you gotta start asking men, like, hey, what do you feel you deserve? Like, what do you feel you deserve?
That's good. I got okay, so you know, time wise, we're gonna have to land the plane eventually. I can talk to you forever in real life.
Oh no, for real. You know how we do.
So where my mind went, because I believe a couple of the comments kind of took it there. It was like, it's the reaction to like, but why can't you just let someone love you when you're low, right?
Yeah. It sounds so easy, don't it?
It sounds so easy. So here's a silly version, AD. You don't gotta go this way. You know, you can stay going the way you're going.
Okay.
Here's a silly version. I don't like being nursed when I'm sick. It's hard for me to let somebody take care of me when I'm sick. I don't like borrowing money when I'm low. I don't like showing weakness. I'm way more comfortable with showing emotion and expressing sadness and fear or insecurity, or telling a story that might be a little bit low-key embarrassing. I can share those things because I believe that there's a degree of transparency that I am, but vulnerability is different than transparency. I believe that transparency is I'll let you see it. Here's my stuff. Vulnerability is I let you up around it, I let you touch it, I'll trust you with it, is where vulnerable is, where you can hurt me. A silly version of that is I don't like sleeping butt naked with my lady. When I have a lady, I'm going to have on some shortage, some draws or something, because, and I've shared this in my videos before, I don't want you to see me not ready. I don't want her to see me at my lowest point.
Oh, you don't... Bro, okay.
Now, I know there are people who are just nudists. I know there's people who are like, hey, man, you see me in all the stages and you know what I can do, so it is what it is. And I'm like, nah, I only want you to see me when I'm the undefeated world champion of the world.
I can't.
That is another version of, will you let her love you when you ain't your strongest, when you're not your buffest, when you're not your most glory filled? You feel me?
Listen, Listen. Listen.
That's a sonic ring. We said we're gonna be honest, healthy. That's gonna be hilarious.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bella was like, hey, there's certain parts of me I don't want him. There's also certain parts that a lady might not feel comfortable with me putting my hands on it. I might like that part about her. And she's like, hey, don't do that. Don't squeeze that. Don't pull that.
Yeah.
You know? But
they like this part right here. Don't grab that.
Don't grab that.
Yeah.
She'll let me know, no, man, this bike is going to fall over with that no kickstand. Listen, no judgment on those who are down to just be out. But there's certain places I don't want to be vulnerable.
Okay.
In certain ways, even if I like her, love her, with her, committed to, locked in. It's like, yeah, but you ain't finna do this. It ain't like, announce yourself. Give me a second to get ready.
So question, Rob. Here's my question. So does that translate, because that's in the physical sense, does that translate into a emotional sense?
Absolutely. I'm way more comfortable with the emotional sense because I feel like that's the hardest one to get over. I feel like, if I love her the right way, she handle me on my gummy, she can handle me, you know what I mean? But the emotional work took a lot of work to be able to be like, I can trust you with these truths. I could trust you with this story. I could trust you with like this part of me, right? And that's why I can't just be with anybody. Because because I'm attracted to her and she's attracted to me, that ain't compatible enough. There's real things that I need for me to show up a certain way. And yeah, there's degrees of emotional vulnerability where it's like, I don't want you to see me like this.
Yeah.
Like in the old movies, Go On Without Me, like in the zombie part. Like, it's fine. Stop trying to carry me. Survive without me. I've done that financially. Like, hey man, I don't want to bring you down, baller. You done got a promotion and a raise. You done paid for 3 dates. So, you want to go on lavish vacations? Just go on without me. There's somebody out there for you. I promise you.
But are you
all gummy is wild,
bro?
You know what that means?
That's what I started laughing at when Luck said that. That's what I started laughing at. Because when Luck said on gummy.
Listen, we said we was gonna do it. This is episode 1. Luck has potted with me, so he know I go left quick. This is our first time ever potting for real.
Yeah.
On my platform.
Yeah, on your platform. So, all right. So, but bro, what if? All right, let me ask you a question. And this is in line of what we're talking about. But what if you met a woman? She was amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. You are and Bella Love. I'm on. You asked a question earlier, and I'm gonna go back to it before we get off. I'm gonna make sure I answer your question about dealing with trauma, how we're addressing that. So I'm gonna come back to that. But so, bro, what if you met an amazing woman, you rocking with her, she's rocking with you, and this woman tells you, yo, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, we good. I just need you to love me and to be there for me. And yeah, you can do whatever, you can create content, you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you feel called to do, you can do that. Are you telling her that she's too good and she should go on and be with somebody else? Or are you saying, okay, how can I feel purposeful and still be in this space with you because I don't want to lose you? Or are you saying, no, this ain't it?
I'm gonna be honest. I've let go of some amazing women that are somebody's wife because of me and my situation. I wasn't where I wanted to be yet, and things weren't where I wanted it to be, and I didn't want to love her and be loved unconditionally during those conditions. It's like, you know how like there's laws against euthanasia where it's like,
Mm.
hey, this person has a terminal illness, they have a cancer, they have a something, and there are states in our country, places in the world who are like, we're fine with you making a decision to humanely end your life. You don't have to take a wild weapon and use it against yourself, but you can peacefully transition. And there's places that are like, I don't care what you got, you can't do that. You got to die terribly. You got to die expensively. You got to suffer for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same kind of root in what I'm saying, where it's like, I don't want to be the reason that you suffer in your life because you love me unconditionally, but I got some terrible conditions right now.
You know, so to answer my question, it seems like you're saying that you would tell her,
go on without me.
Yeah,
I wish you the best. God bless. I'm gonna pray
bro,
for you.
like I'm and the only reason I'm asking this is because as a man, like now it's certain things I just couldn't, I'm just not going to I'm just nothing getting me. I'm a hard worker, bro. You know that. We talk about that all the time. I'm going to work.
I really respect about you and the guys in the group.
Yeah. Like we gonna work, right? So me sitting around doing nothing, that ain't gonna ever happen. I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna work. Now I'm gonna trust God in that process. So now I'm starting to like remove the terminology grind, but
I like that. Good job.
Yeah. I'm definitely trying to remove that terminology because it's not. I'm in a trust thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trusting God, and a part of that. Today I was in a session with my counselor. My counselor said, "What if trusting God looks like God sending somebody for you to trust?" And so I was asking that to you, bro, because what happens when God sends who? Because I've messed up some amazing potential relationships. I wasn't ready. Nothing about me was, I wanted to be. I really did want it to be. And I've sent the same way you've sent people on. I've sent people, listen, you better off without me. You better off without me. Okay.
And I hope you will. I wish you will.
And I know some dude go meet you and he's going to wife you up immediately. I know that. But sometimes, like, and then so it's like, well, if you know that about me, then why won't you be what I need you to be right now? So you ain't got to worry about nobody else getting me. And for me, it's been a matter of trusting my own growth and trusting my own growth and also understanding that even though I may have old mentalities of with specific things, I can, because I am growing daily, I have the ability to grow into changing my mind. But I'm open to my perspective being challenged now. And that's what my counselor is doing, is that she's challenging my perspective. So I say that to you because I'm like, maybe, just maybe, after we do these every Wednesday, then we'll look back at this and you'll be like, you know what? I may be open to not rejecting somebody that is, what I'm saying, like, that is good. Not to say they're gonna come in and do that, because that'd be crazy. I was just giving a wild hypothetical. But I do, and the reason why I was giving a hypothetical is because of what my counselor positioned me with like, what if trusting God in this season looks like trusting who God sends? Are you not trust him?
Here's where my ridiculous brain goes. Here's where my goal would be. My goal, metaphorically and literally, would be to allow myself to experience a love with a woman in relationship, in intimacy, where she can love me and show me that she loves me, even on gummy. That's the title of the video today. It's gonna be
even on
gummy.
You are wild.
Because that's where I'm. I don't want.
She's going to love you on gummy.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, on gummy, she gonna say, "Yeah, it's gummy, but let me
get you right.
Let me get you to Superman." All right.
Come on, listen. Yeah, you ever see like a cartoon where like somebody's like getting like encouraged, like get up, like, come on, you can do it. I'm gonna allow a woman, the woman that I introduce y'all to, like, hey man, I think I got me one. Just know,
she love you on gummy.
On gummy, and I feel safe enough to be there because that's the block. The block is I want to feel safe in a relationship, and it's important for me to feel safe in a relationship, but one of the reasons why I don't feel safe in relationships is me. Not necessarily the conditions and not necessarily the person. Some of it is me. I don't feel safe. Yeah, as a pastor, as somebody who's gone to church as much as you've gone to church and been around stuff, there are moments in a walk or a salvation journey where the weight of how much grace and mercy weighs. Like, I don't deserve. I can't believe you've done.
Bruh.
So when you talked about earlier, which is the full circle, right? Somebody said full. From gummy to brick. the weight of like all that you've done for me.
Yeah.
What you loved me through. It can make you feel low, but it also can be just a lot. Because I can never repay you back.
Not for what you've done.
You feel what I'm saying? So like in a relationship with a woman, what? Somebody said Luck said the spice in the chat.
Luck so funny.
There's gonna be episodes. There's not gonna be as much spice, but today because I was here by myself and I kind of just created a little caliente in here.
Yeah, you put some Lowry's on it. You put some seasoning.
Yeah. A little tapatio. I don't like spicy food personally because if it go in hot, it come out hot. Hey man.
Hey, I like.
I say, if it go in hot,
I like spicy food. It's okay, but all right. So let me ask you this, Rob. When with this new all right, are you? And this is going to probably go back to what's the next question? Is that level of vulnerability something that you're working on?
Yes, I think there's a level of the life that I want to live and the person I want to be that is only going to come through vulnerability. So that's why you see me with the content that I'm doing. That's why this is that. It is about being more transparent, being more open, being more honest with myself and other people, and being more vulnerable. That is what I believe.
Yeah.
No spicy, no wedges. Amen. The chat is hilarious. This is gonna be good.
Amen.
Okay, one more question and we can get out of here because it's on Wednesday night. And I'm so glad that you said yeah. I'm so glad everybody pulled up into the chat and y'all are engaging. I hope there's something here of entertainment, but I also hope that there's some hope in there, and I hope that there's some idea or like clarity that could come. I hope good comes from this conversation. But so a question that I have in my journal that I wrote in my own journal, not one of the journals that I make videos about. in this 2025, no matter how good or bad or challenging or tough or amazing it's been, can you describe the happiest day of the year so far?
Ooh.
Are there any things that you can look at and pull out from the happiest day of the year?
Man, actually, I can. It's been a few. It's been a few. I'll say one in particular was talking to one of my other close friends, Wayne. You met Wayne in Chattanooga. He's going to be there for Commas. He's launching a book, and Wayne is coming back to social media. For those that keep asking me where Wayne at, he's coming back to social media. He's launching a book.
Come on, Wayne.
Yeah, he's launching a book May 24th, but he's going to be promoting it at Commas this year. But there was a conversation. Wayne told me, he said, AD, you've always been, even though we are in the same bracket, he said, like, outside looking in, you're my peer because we boys. He said, but how I look at you is that you are inspiration to me. And he said, I watch how you navigate it. I watch how you rebound. I watch how you don't give up. And I watch how you consistently try. And he said, bro, I think you downplay yourself so much. And he was like, you're an author. You did that. You pastored thousands of people. You did that. He says, you put out content. You do that. You are now a photographer, photographing celebrities. You're doing that. You're an actor. I can pull up a movie and watch you at any given moment that I want to. And he began to put stuff in perspective for me. And he said, you've always been Jordan, but you just didn't know you was Jordan. And bro, that moment to me, and for one of my closest friends that I've been friends with since the 10th grade, to tell me how proud he was of me, and for us to have that moment, was so far one of the best moments of this year for me. And not just because he was, giving me my flowers. It was just a moment of recalibrating, because I have lived in such, over the past three years, I've lived in such a negative space within my own head. And so to hear that, it was like, oh, and this ain't somebody this was no crowd. This was no, we don't, you know what I'm saying? It was just brother to brother talk, and him telling me how much I inspire him and how much he looks up to me. It meant a lot. So, man, like, for me, I've had quite a few great days here this year. It's been challenging. Extremely. Some challenges I wish that I just didn't have to face, but that really did something for me. What about you?
So I think if we had a lot of time, we could do this probably on another episode with the group. I would try to unpack what makes a good day, and what makes a bad day. If it's 24 hours, what makes it? I think there's a place that we can go there, but to answer the question at the level that it is,
yeah,
Um, one of the best days of 2025 so far um, has been I drove to San Diego to spend time with my daughter who doesn't live in San Diego, but her mom took her to San Diego with my blessing.
Oh, okay. I was about to say something.
Yeah.
That last part.
Yeah. Because of the fires.
Okay.
And the air quality, and her mom is super vegan and cares a lot about like health and toxins seen and unseen and known and unknown. And she was like, I want to get out of here. And I ain't never been not close to my daughter. So them driving and going to San Diego, and it just turned from a weekend to weeks of them being in San Diego. So I had to go, like low key on the low, just drive out. And it was one of the rainy days. So I drove to San Diego. And for those who don't know, Los Angeles, where I live, to San Diego is like a 2-hour drive if you're lucky. And that alone time, I was in the car, and like a lot of clarity was coming to me, a lot of ideas coming to me, vision was coming to me about things that I want in my life and things I want to do before it's over, and what I want to do this year. And I got a random phone call from somebody that I could answer because I was just in the car by myself and had a good conversation. And then spending time, I did a daddy-daughter date, so I drove down there. And I picked her up, got in the car, went to the movies, go see Sonic, and then we went to go eat. And there were some challenges in that day. Like I had an injury to my back, and I got pulled over by the cops on the way there.
What?
Like it was all kind of stuff that happened that day, but it was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And I got home, and I dropped her back off to her mom, and I got in the car and drove home in the rain, safely got home. And I got home and I edited my video, and I posted my video, and I worked out on the Peloton before the end of the day. And that was an amazing day for me. Like I did everything that I said I was going to do, and I didn't let nothing ruin the mood, ruin the vibe. And I think I handled it well. So
yeah,
that's one of the best days I've had in 2025. It was not a flawless, perfect, challengeless day, but there's a lot of good in that day.
I love
but
it.
We got to write down the question of like, what makes a good day, and what makes a bad day a bad day.
Yeah, because that's a good question. That's a real good question.
All right. And someone said, let's pass the collection plate for this amazing perspective. Covered girl again. Those in the chat have been chatting, and I love that. That's what I think is good about this. Because when I used to podcast, especially with Luck, we would podcast to post it later, like a week later.
Mm-hmm.
And people kind of can catch us if I had my phone and I was on live, but they weren't engaging in the conversation the same way. So I hope that this has value, man. What are you leaving with? This is from the old podcast. The close was always based on our conversation. What's one thing that you're taking with you as we close this out? So what's one thing that you're taking? And also for those in the chat, what's one thing you're taking from this conversation?
Before I answer that, I want to go back and
go back.
I'm going to answer this question though. Hold on, I scrolled up. Okay, so E Bella Love says, "How are you working on showing up differently, knowing you have trauma?" I think that's a good question to answer, and also it segues into my takeaway, right? So how I'm showing up differently when I know that I have, for one, I'm being honest, even though at times where I was honest about my situation as a man, I could be honest about my situation. I could be honest about my financial situation. I could be honest about all that stuff. And then it could be spun that, oh, you trying to, whatever. And that's the reason why a lot of people are afraid of being honest. They're just because honesty can be interpreted a myriad of ways. And somebody could be giving you that honest truth, but we hear what we want to hear at times where we want to hear it. And then when you don't like somebody, you don't even believe that that's their honesty. Like, like ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
that they could tell you. You'll still be like, yeah, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But how I'm showing up differently is leading with where I am, and not the facade or where I want to be or whatever the case is. And I can honestly tell you where I am because I want you to make the decision of what you want to do with that honesty. And I think that when people are lied to about like kind of where a person is, and I've done it. Not in the aspect or the avenue of, oh, I just want to lie to people, but in the avenue and the aspect of, I'm afraid to give you this truth, because if I give you this truth, then it could be spun all types of ways. And I don't want to, I don't want to have to deal with that. So I will act like everything's okay. And I act like, I got everything under control because I come off like, oh, you got it all together. But I've just been leading with honesty and allowing and not robbing someone the without robbing someone the opportunity to choose. So, and I think that that's what a lot of people love, is the opportunity to choose. Give me your truth, and then let me make the decision from there on what I can handle, on what I can't handle, or whatever the case is. And so, that's what people want. I believe people want the option to choose. And so I'm just showing up, be honest about where I am, be honest about my growth areas, be honest about the fact that, I'm in counseling and things of that nature. And when I say that, I mean, I'm just not talking about, romantic, because I think a lot of times like we leave that to romantic relationships. No, I leave with that in my brotherhoods and my friendships, whatever the case is, because I want them to know, like, hey, if I go silent or whatever the case is, I want to staff you with what I'm working on, and I want to staff you with my deficiencies. So therefore, if there is an area where you have the option to take this personal, that you don't take it personal, because I've already told you, hey, this is something that is a growth area for me. So I'm just showing up with honesty, and counseling and things of that nature. And so um I am not, and I'm not professing to be, that I'm a finished product, and none of us are. But somewhere in our minds, I have felt that I had to show up like I was a finished product. I had to show up like I had it all together. And I think that goes to what Rob was talking about, not really knowing if somebody loves you for you or what you do. So I'm taking everything that I do, even though it's who I am. I'm a creative. I can do this. I can do this. If you put me in a situation, I'm going to add value to it. That's just who I am as a person. But I'm also allowing myself to be human and to understand that I am a human being, which literally means a human becoming. I'm becoming something, and it's a continual growth process. And so my takeaway from this and from our conversation, as I answer, Ebella Love, as I answer that question, my takeaway with this is, as a man, I have I have all of the right and the green light to not be a finished product, and that's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay to just be. And I think a lot of times we are afraid to just be, and to live in that, and to tell people that. So what we end up doing is that we end up being a chameleon, and it's hard to expect loyalty from a chameleon. It's hard to expect honesty from a chameleon, because they're a people pleaser, and whatever scenario and situation that they're in, they're going to modify to that scenario and situation. So if I feel like you want a guy that, is, if I was interested in a woman and I felt she wanted a guy that was always silly, then I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna be always silly because I don't want to let you know that I get depressed. I get down sometimes. So I'm shutting that down. And then now a year in, you so infatuated with this funny guy you met, and then now I can't keep up the facade anymore, and I can't keep up the representative, and then I show up to your house, or you show up to my house one day and I'm super down and I'm super depressed and I'm super melancholy, and you like, yo, what is wrong with you? And then now you're mad. You're mad because you're like, how did you get to this point? And you like, no, like I was this person all along. I just couldn't be this in front of you, so I had to go and be this in the bathroom, or I had to go and be this in my room. And I'm just showing up in who I am, and I get that right to, like, and I don't have to act like I'm perfect and I got it together. Cool. Like, you get a chance to see my scars, you get a chance to see where I messed up, you get a chance to see that I kept going though, and I kept trying to get better. So my takeaway is that, man, I get a chance to be, and bro, I appreciate you for creating this space to allow men and allow us to just be.
I appreciate you pulling up. I know we have a million things that we can do and have to do and want to do. And
bro, if you say you want to do this every day, I try to be on here every day.
I'm gonna be here every Wednesday, unless I'm in the air somewhere where I can't per se get to sit in front of the camera.
And you almost had 1,000 followers. Subscribers on here too.
Swear. Oh yeah. No, I saw something that was like 900. So yeah, I'm getting close,
you like
man.
I think it was like last time I checked, because I be checking your stuff, make sure you putting up your stuff.
Yeah.
He was at like 906. Like 960 something.
Yeah,
almost there. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Rob channel.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I love you. Appreciate y'all in the chat too. I'm looking forward to figuring this out. I imagine friends of yours, male friends of yours, other friends in our friend group. Apparently, we can have like multiple guys in the room, and we can all be on camera, and we can have conversation. I can't wait till this builds momentum.
Yeah.
Where this is a thing that people are looking forward to, and if it's something in the way that doesn't allow us to do it, they're like, dang, that's what I forgot. I guess next week. Like, I want people to look forward to these spaces, and
man, we're gonna treat it like a TV show.
Yeah, the ultimate vision is to be able to take this on the road where people can come and be in the room with us for these kind of conversations, and women can engage too. Because while they could be in the chat, my commitment was, I know that men speak differently when women are on mic or have the talking piece live in person. So
I love that.
I want men to feel safe like we do in very rare places, like sometimes a barbershop, sometimes a locker room, sometimes, in the car when we rocking with each other. I want this space to be a space where men feel safe to listen and not have to perform as much. So this is a space for men.
We listen and we don't judge.
There are some things in here that could be judged. I definitely said a whole lot of things. Don't judge Dr. Dorsey. Don't judge me. This episode is about guns.
Gummy.
And I think that's my takeaway. My takeaway, let's bring the wedges. If y'all show up in wedges to the live event, we will pray.
Some of them going to try to show up the wedges at commas, and we're going
to pray.
We're going to pray. We're going to get a ticket away.
Like, oh, no, I can't find your registration. You going to have to do the VIP.
Did you register?
Did you late registration? That's funny.
Maybe if you put on some different shoes, we can find it.
Yeah. Did you bring other shoes? Come on, somebody. My takeaway before we get out of here is that I want to be so healed that I can allow my person, especially my person, but my people, to see me when I'm not my best and when it's not all the way great right now, or where I feel the most comfortable, to see me in my uncomfortable. Yeah, man.
So you in your uncomfortable and love you in your uncomfortable.
Love me in my uncomfortable is what the goal should be. We're gonna get there.
But I think, but bro, I think it goes back to what you said in the beginning. I know we're wrapping up, but it goes back to what you said in the beginning. If they showed up to love you in your uncomfortable, are you willing to receive that love in your uncomfortable?
Yeah. I'd have to be willing to accept that love and not let that love wound me. I also have to trust that it not only is it from a good place, but it's good for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her too. It don't cost her too much for her to love me the way she's maybe agreeing to. So,
and bro, she's wanting to, like, and
there definitely are women who will love to show it.
So
part of them too.
So it goes back to what we was talking about, man. Like, I think there's so much content about loving people and how to love people, but I don't think it's enough of teaching people how to receive that love, because that's been, I believe, is one of the greatest downfalls. Is love shows up, but we don't know how to receive it, and especially those that have been hurt, and those that have been traumatized, and those that are in self-preservation mode, where we're looking at ourselves like, man, I can't believe, because I can be honest, like, there have been times I was like, I can't believe I allowed my guard to be down like that, to get hurt like that, and I ain't never doing that again, and blah 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 blah. And we make these, and here's the truth, bro, we make these vows that we lock ourselves into, that we don't even understand that we made these vows, the same type of vows that we make at the altar with our mate. Sometimes we make these vows out of hurt, and now we're trying to stay committed to the commitment that we made in a hurtful space. So now when somebody comes in and tries to love us because we made that vow, it feels like it's ripping us at the core, because it's like, yo, I'm losing the vow that I made. Well, you weren't even supposed to make that vow in the first place. We made it out of hurt, and we made it out of protecting ourselves. And I'm saying that to you, bro, because I've been in that space. So I know it. I know it. I see it on you. I see it within myself. And I know it's something that I'm working through. And just like I told you, bro, like my counselor told me, if trusting God showed up as a person, would you be able to receive it? Because sometimes God just gonna send you a person. He ain't finna step down out the sky and be like, hey, trust me, nigga. Right. He gonna be like, I'm sending you. Why I keep saying Cheryl today? I'm sending you Cheryl.
The spirit of Cheryl, amen.
The spirit of Cheryl is running rampant. I'm sending you Cheryl. That music is stupid.
Scary. If Cheryl show up.
Hey, now listen. If Cheryl slide in your DMs tonight, brother, I ain't gonna say it's the Lord, but
hey man, she might. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
I think I'll see you before we're back on here. I think I'm probably sure I will.
Will we? Yeah, we probably will.
We probably will.
Yeah, I know we'll.
All right, y'all.
We'll talk. We'll FaceTime. We'll do something.
Yeah. All right, good people. Somebody said Cheryl. I like the way you spell Cheryl too. I was not spelling it like that.
Cause Cheryl gonna take care of you.
That's funny.
All right, bro.
What's the name of that lady? There's a character that's taking care of an old black man, and I think the woman is not all the way a woman when she was born.
Wait a minute, what?
There's a character, y'all know in the comments. There's a person that has content about cooking for her man. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking
about. Charles.
Charles is the dude's name. What's her name?
Yeah. What is her name? I don't know, but she like, Charles, your dinner is ready.
Yeah, that.
Listen. Yeah. Gonna take care of you, sir.
Miss Netta.
That's what it is.
Listen, when you are so famous that people can have a conversation and not know your name, but know what you're about or know your content, that's another level.
That's another level.
Peace, y'all.
All right, man. Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
See you, man.